Vandeham Shri Guru Shiyatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Parang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishikam Vitam Sya Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supurakam Gurganarasisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govindabhidam Ujjvalam Varatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Shah Divyad Bhagavat Prem Noe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanam Suchanda Varanam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Banditam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishwara Shridharam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahamaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Nama. So we're hearing from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the hidden treasure of the Sweet Absolute, with translation and commentary by Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj. And we're beginning now with chapter 12, Bhakti-yoga, the path of devotion. Arjuna vacha evam sarata yukta ye bhaktastvam paryupasate ye chapi aksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittama. Arjuna vacha evam sarata yukta ye bhaktastvam paryupasate Ye chapi aksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittama. Arjuna inquired, of those devotees who are constantly engaged in worshipping you as Syamasundar, your original human-like form, with exclusive devotion, and those who worship the impersonal Brahman, who is the best knower of yoga? Arjuna inquired, of those devotees who are constantly engaged in worshiping you as Syamasundar, your original human-like form, with exclusive devotion, and those who worship the impersonal Brahman, who is the best knower of yoga? So this is a very direct question by Arjuna. He's asking, which is the best way of approaching Krishna? Which is the best way of engaging in the practice of yoga? As we've said, yoga means to make a connection with the Supreme. And of course we have, the title is Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the song of the Lord, the song of God. So we're hearing now where Arjuna is asking for a clarification, you can say even of his own position, because he is an eternal devotee of the Lord. So he's asking, for everyone's benefit, of those devotees who are constantly engaged in worshiping you as Syamasundar, your original human-like form, with exclusive devotion, and those who worship the impersonal Brahman, who is the best knower of yoga? Shri Bhagavanu vacha maya vesha manoye mam nitya yukta upasate shradaya parayopetas te me yukta tamamata. Shri Bhagavanu vacha maya vesha manoye mam nitya yukta upasate shradaya parayopetas te me yukta tamamata. The Supreme Lord said, in my opinion, those who with faith in the divine are absorbed in thought of me, Syamasundar, and worship me constantly with exclusive devotion, are the superior knowers of yoga. Very direct question, and the Lord answers without any kind of equivocation. It's a very straightforward answer. The Supreme Lord said, in my opinion, those who with faith in the divine are absorbed in thought of me, Syamasundar, and worship me constantly with exclusive devotion are the superior knowers of yoga. Okay. Ye tvaksharam anirdesham avyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gam achintyam cha kutashtam achalam dhruvam saniyam yendriya gramam sarvatra samabudaye te prapnuvanti mam eva sarvabhuta hite rata ye tvaksharam anirdesham avyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gam achintyam cha kutashtam achalam dhruvam saniyam yendriya gramam sarvatra samabudaya te prapnuvanti mam eva sarvabhuta hite rataha. However, those who fully control their senses, who are equal-minded towards everything, who are dedicated to the welfare of all beings, and thus worship my indefinable, impersonal, all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, immovable, eternal, attributeless aspect of Brahman, they too attain me as Brahman. However, those who fully control their senses, who are equal-minded toward everything, who are dedicated to the welfare of all beings, and thus worship me, and thus worship my indefinable, impersonal, all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, immovable, eternal, attributeless aspect of Brahman, they too attain me as Brahman. Commentary. The Lord's statement, the worshippers of Brahman also reach me, should not be misconstrued to mean that the impersonalists are on an equal footing with the devotees. The clue as to how the impersonalists can also reach Krishna has been given in the writings of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. A person may progress on the path of selfless action up to the stage of meditation, as described in the first chapters of the Gita. Then he may undergo great difficulty searching for the Lord on the path of impersonalism, but when he progresses to the stage of dedicating himself to perform welfare work for others, sarvabhuta hite rata, he may get the chance to render service to a pure devotee. For example, if one engages in the general public welfare work of opening or running a hospital, if some service is even unknowingly rendered to a devotee of the Lord, a Vaishnava, one's devotional merit begins, ajñata-sukriti. By association with the devotees, sadhu sangha, one develops faith in the divine personal form of the Lord and automatically abandons the attempt of attaining to the impersonal Brahman. With such faith, one takes shelter of a bona fide guru, engages in the devotional practices based on hearing and chanting the holy name and glories of the Lord, and progresses on the path back to home, back to Godhead. Thus, Lord Krishna indicates, I am the ultimate goal, and Brahman is only a relative position. It is not the final position, because the absolute position is mine. Only if the impersonalists serve others, they may thereby come to me, because the only way to come to me is through a Vaishnava. Rahuganaita tapasa nayati nachejayas nirva panad grihadva nachandasa naiva jalagni suryar vina mahatpada rajo bhishekam. Rahugana tat tapasanayati nachejaya nirva panad grihadva na chejanandasa naiva jalagni suryar vina mahatpada rajobhishekam. The sage Jadbharat said to King Rahugana, O Rahugana, without bathing in the dust of the holy feet service of the pure devotees, Mahabhagavata Vaishnavas, one cannot know the Supreme Lord by adopting the religious life of brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, or sannyas, or by worshipping the gods of water, fire, and sun, etc. Naisham matis tavad urukramangrim sprishati anarta pagamo yadarta mahiyasam pararajobhishekam niskinchananam navranita javat. Prahlad Maharaj said, as long as persons of mundane mentality have not been bathed by the dust of the feet of Lord Krishna's surrendered devotees who are free from mundane attachment, they cannot have a touch of Krishna's lotus feet, which are the destroyer of all obstacles. To consider that the Lord has taken the personal and impersonal aspects to be equal is a very commonly committed mistake. In reply to Arjuna's doubt in this respect, the Lord has clearly stated that the personalists are superior to the impersonalists, yet the impersonalists are also given a chance to reach him, because without him, no ultimate goal exists. Without coming to the path of devotion, the worshippers of impersonal Brahman will reach Brahman, the dazzling effulgence of the divine form of Lord Shri Krishna. So, as we hear, it's a commonly made mistake that people consider that the impersonalist path and the practitioners of devotion under the guidance of a Mahabhagavata Vaishnava, they think that these are the same have the same result. And I was once on a train with Srila Prabhupada, and somebody came up to him. We were on the train riding to our destination, and somebody said, I believe that we're all on the same train traveling together, and then meaning it in a metaphorical way. And Srila Prabhupada replied, do you know what the destination is? And that person said, no. And then Srila Prabhupada said, what is the good of being on a train if you don't know what the destination is? Because also, the train is going and many people get off at different stops. So, as the verse says, Vedanti tat tat vavidas, Vedanti tat tat tat, Vedanti tat tat vavidas jnana, Vedanti tat tat vavidas jnanam jay. I'm trying to think of the second line. Vedanti tat tat vavidas jnanam. Brahmati paramatmati bhagavaniti shabyache. So, my mind sometimes is going blank. Vedanti tat tatva vidas tatvam yads jnanamadvayam brahmati paramatmati bhagavaniti shabhyate. Now the Lord reveals himself in different aspects. His impersonal aspect is the effulgence emanating from his divine body, and that is known as Brahman. Vedanti tat tatva vidas tatvam yajjanamadvayam. They're all on that divine platform, but Brahmati Paramatmati, he may show himself as Brahman, his localized expansion, his Paramatma, but ultimately the supreme vision, the supreme position of the Lord is Bhagavaniti Shabhyate, and as in his original form as Syamasundar. So not everybody attains, knows what the destination is, so the impersonalists get off at the Brahman destination, and the yogis who are after city property, etc., they get off at the Paramatma destination, and then those who are devotees, they get off at the destination of direct service to the Lord's devotees and to the Lord. So, in that respect, you cannot consider that the path is the same for everyone. There is different goals. Then here a nice point mentioned in this explanation is that somebody may do some general service, like the example given here is that of a hospital, and in the course of treating many patients, one may treat a Param Vaishnava. Then one's spiritual path actually becomes open, because any other path is not complete unless one comes to the path of devotion. And similarly, somebody make a program for feeding people, distribution of food. Somebody maybe make this their goal to feed people. I've seen that in Vrindavan. I saw one of those four-wheel cars, or three-wheel cars rather, and they were throwing out eggplants on the road for people to pick up, and people were picking them up. So they're feeding many people, and also sometimes people serve out cooked food for people, and they distribute that. But if they do this, and a genuine Vaishnava takes that, then they will get some real sukriti. It may be ajñata-sukriti, or it may be jnata-sukriti. But the result will be that those who are not on the path of devotion may come to that path by the sukriti that they obtain by feeding a Vaishnava. Klesho dikatarastesham avyakta sakta chedasam avyakta igatir dukam deha vadbir avapyate. Klesho dikatarastesham avyakta sakta chedasam avyakta igatir dukam deha vadbir avapyate. Persons whose minds are attached to the impersonal Brahman must undergo a greater struggle, as the path of attaining the impersonal Brahman is difficult for the embodied soul. So how will somebody who's embodied worship that which is formless, without any attributes? How will you pray to such? How will you pray to the impersonal Brahman? The impersonal Brahman is devoid of personality. So who are you praying to? So this is obviously, one has to go a great amount of trouble to be able to come to an understanding of the path of engaging in yoga, or that practice which is focused on the impersonal Brahman, because it's changeless, it's attributeless. And how will someone who has a bodily form, bodily senses, who has so many attributes, has so many activities going on, how will that person be able to come to the level of attaining the Brahman, which means practically canceling out one's own personality to attain that level? So persons whose minds are attached to the impersonal Brahman must undergo a greater struggle, as the path of attaining the impersonal Brahman is difficult for the embodied soul. Yetu sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya matpara. Yetu sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya matpara. Ananyenaiva yogena mam jayanta upasate. Tesham aham samudarta mrityu samsara sagarat. Bhavamina chirat parta mayi aveshita chetasam. But those who offer all their actions to me, take refuge in me, their hearts absorbed in thought of me, in pure devotion, and who thus worship and adore me, O Partha, I swiftly deliver such dedicated souls from the deathly ocean of material suffering. But those who offer all their actions to me, take refuge in me, their hearts absorbed in thought of me, in pure devotion, and those who worship and adore me, O Partha, I swiftly deliver such dedicated souls from the deathly ocean of material suffering. So there's an indication of what this world is all about. And sometimes, like at the present time, we suffer so many difficulties, so much uncertainty. And we could really say this conception of the deathly ocean of material suffering will enter into our mind. And yet, this has a positive side to it. Because Krishna is saying, but those who offer all their actions to me, take refuge in me, their hearts absorbed in thought of me, in pure devotion, and thus who worship and adore me, O Partha, I swiftly deliver such dedicated souls from the deathly ocean of material suffering. So some persons have commented also that the plight of the Pandavas in general is very difficult. So much suffering they underwent constantly. And yet, Queen Kunti prayed, we want this suffering. We welcome this suffering, because by this, so many travails, we are forced to think of you. We're forced to pray to you. We're forced to take shelter in you. And you never fail us. You always come to the aid of your devotees. So we can say, even when there's some plight of difficulty, then that will actually be a benefit for the devotee and make the devotee feel more secure in his or her relationship with the Lord. And we remember what Haridas Thakur said when he was in jail, imprisoned by, perhaps the Muslim government. They were not very happy that he was not a practicing Muslim. We know in many countries, one who gives up the Muslim faith, the penalty is punishable by death. So when Haridas Thakur, on one occasion when he was imprisoned, all the prisoners said, "Oh Haridas, you're a great saint. Please pray for us." And Haridas said, "I will pray that you always remain in jail." And they thought, what is this? We are praying to the Vaishnava my Vaishnava saint for his mercy, and he says that he will pray that we always remain in jail. And they asked, what is the meaning? And he said, because you think about it. He said that now that you're in jail, you're always praying to the Lord. You're always asking mercy from the Lord. You're always thinking of the Lord as to deliver from your plight. But when you leave jail, you'll just return to your normal activities, very much engrossed in Maya, and you won't give any thought to the Lord. So Haridas said, so right now, actually, in one sense, your position is better because you're more dependent on the Lord. You recognize that you're in this position of suffering and you pray to the Lord. So in this way, Haridas answered in such a way to make them think. Now, the Vaishnava never desires some ill for people, but the Vaishnava will answer in such a way. We're told that the word sadhu means to cut. One of the functions of the sadhu. I've heard that. So he cuts away one's attachments like that. And Mayeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasish yasi mayeva ata urdvam na samshaya mayeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasish yasi mayeva ata urdvam na samshaya. So fix your mind in me always and repose your intelligence in me, Syamasundar, and you ultimately abide in me. Of this there is no doubt. So fix your mind in me always and repose your mind and repose your intelligence in me, Syamasundar, and you will ultimately abide in me. Of this there is no doubt. So this is... So in this way you will take shelter of me. If you're always always thinking of me, always engaging your intelligence in the Lord, in service of the Lord, thinking of the Lord as the center of everyone's thoughts and actions, and you ultimately abide in me. Of this there is no doubt. Atachitam samadatum na shaknoshi mayistiram abhyasa yogena tato mam ichaptum dhananjaya. O Dhananjaya, and if you are unable to firmly fix your mind in me, try to attain me by the repeated practice of remembering me. O Dhananjaya, and if you are unable to firmly fix your mind in me, try to attain me by the repeated practice of remembering me. So, the Lord is teaching us how we can train our mind and intelligence to repose in the Lord. He says, O Dhananjaya, if you are unable to firmly fix your mind in me, try to attain me by the repeated practice of remembering me. So previously he said, so fix your mind in me always and repose your intelligence in me, Syamasundar, and you will ultimately abide in me. Of this there is no doubt. So we can say this is a very active form, constant form of, meditation, you could say, if you're using that word, but the Lord is saying, so fix your mind in me always and repose your intelligence in me, Syamasundar, and you will ultimately abide in me. Of this there is no doubt. But, O Dhananjaya, and if you are unable to firmly fix your mind in me, try to attain me by the repeated practice of remembering me. And Abhyasepi asamartosi, abhyasepi asamartosi, mat karma paramo bhava, mad artam api karmani, kurvam siddhim avapsyasi, abhyasepi asamartosi, mat karma paramo bhava, mad artam api karmani, kurvan siddhi avapsyasi. If you cannot do that either, concentrate on offering your actions to me. You will attain perfection through actions performed for me. If you cannot do that either, concentrate on offering your actions to me. You will attain perfection through actions performed for me. So at least then you can't do this to constantly think of the Lord. You can't remember the Lord, but you offer your actions to the Lord. We can say akin to karma yoga. You offer to the Lord the fruits of your actions. If you cannot do that either, concentrate on offering your actions to me. you attain perfection through actions performed for me. Ataitad api asaktosi, ataitad api ashaktosi, kartum mad yogam ashrita, sarva karma phalatyagam tata kuru yatatmavan. And if you cannot do that, then resolve to give up for me the fruits of your actions. So, first you are to concentrate on offering all your actions to the Lord. Perform all your actions for the service of the Lord. You will attain perfection through actions performed for me. But if you cannot do that, then resolve to give to me the fruits of your actions. You can't give your actions all to me, all your actions done for the Lord. If you can't attain that level of consciousness, then at least you offer the fruits of your actions to the Lord. And Shreyoi jnanam abhyasads jnanad jnanam visashyate jnanad karma phalatyagas jagats chantir anantaram. For knowledge of me is superior to mere practice, and meditation on me is superior to knowledge alone. From meditation comes the selflessness of giving up for me the fruits of action, following which peace ensues. Shreyohi jnanam abhyasas jnanad jnanam vasishyate jnanat karma phalatyagas jagats chantir anantaram. So, for knowledge of me is superior to mere practice, and meditation on me is superior to knowledge alone. From meditation comes the selflessness of giving up for me the fruits of action, following which peace ensues. So knowledge is superior to mere practice. One is practicing without understanding, and meditation is superior to knowledge alone, because through meditation comes the selflessness of giving up for me the fruits of actions, following which peace ensues. And Krishna has already said that if you cannot offer all your actions to the Lord, he says here, and if you cannot do that, offer your actions to the Lord, then resolve to give up for me the fruits of your actions. For, in this explanation, for knowledge of me is superior to mere practice, and meditation on me is superior to knowledge alone. From meditation comes the selflessness of giving up for me the fruits of actions, following which peace ensues. Advaishta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirhankara samaduka sukha shami santushta saratam yogi yatatma drida nischaya mayarpita manobudir yomad bhakta same priya. This is very beautiful. Advaisya sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirhankara samaduka sukha shami santushta sadata yogi yatatma drida nischaya mayarpita mano buddhir yomad bhakta same priya. Nirmamo nirahankara. One who is without hatred, who is friendly and compassionate toward all, free from possessiveness and ego, equipoised in unhappy and happy circumstances, forgiving, always content, a self-controlled yogi of firm resolve, who has given his mind and intelligence to me. Such a person is my devotee, and he is dear to me. And to describe Here. Nirmamo, nirmamo. Nothing is mind. And nirahankara, without ego. Nirmamo nirahankara. Very, very important. Nirmamo. Nothing is mine. Nothing is my possession. That's a proper outlook. But who will have this outlook in this world? Nirmamo nirahankara. That nothing is mine and one is free from ego. So here, one who is without hatred, advaishta sarvabhutanam, who is friendly and compassionate toward all, free from possessiveness and ego, equipoised in unhappy and happy circumstances, forgiving, always content, a self-controlled yogi, a firm resolve, who has given his mind and intelligence to me. Such a person is my devotee, and he is dear to me. We want to take shelter of this kind of person who is actually a devotee, who is santushta, then he is very satisfied, santushta. Santushta, very satisfied without, and I'm looking here, the word by word translation. Nirmama, free from possession, nirhankara, samadukkha, sukha, equipoised in unhappy and happy circumstances. Sadatam santushta, ever content. This is all ever content. Santushta sadatam yogi, always content. Advaishta, always kind to all living entities. Then, where do we find about friendly toward everyone? Maitra karuna. Friendly, then maitra, friendly. Nirmamo, advaishta sarvabhutanam, maitra karuna evacha, nirmamo nirahankara, friendly to all living in samadukkha sukha chami. Always calm and settled in any circumstance. Santushta, always satisfied, sadatam yogi, yatatma drida nischaya, a firm resolve, drida nischaya, drida. Yeah. Drida nischaya, mayarpita mano buddhir, yomad bhakta same priya. Reminds me of that verse, what is it? Verse of the Upadeshamrita, what is it? That Utsahan nischaya dharya tat karma pravartanat jnana tyaga sato vrite. Utsahan nischaya dharya tat karma pravartanat jnana tyaga sato vrite shad bhaktir. This is favorable to pure devotion. Last line. Utsahan nischaya dharya tat karma pravartanat jnana tyaga sato vrite shadbir bhakti prasidyati. Sadbir bhakti prasidyati. These qualities are favorable to devotion. Utsahan, utsahan, determination, or enthusiasm. Utsahan nischaya daryat, determination and also patience. Utsahan nischaya daryat, tat karma pravartanat, always engaged in the practice of devotional service in his activities, tat karma pravartanat. Jnana tyaga, who doesn't associate with mayic persons, jnana tyaga. Satovrite, and Satovrite, what is that? Jnana tyaga, utsaha nischaya darya tat karma pravartanat, jnana tyaga satovrite, always following in the paths of the Vaishnavas, of the saints. Satovrite. Shadbir bhakti prasidyati. All this is favorable. Six qualities always favorable to devotional service. Okay, anyway. One more verse we'll read. Yasmam nodvijate loko lokan nodvijate chaya harshamarsha Bayodvegar mukto ya sachame priya yasman nodvijate loko lokan nodvijate chaya harshamarsha bayodvegar mukto ya sachame priya. One who causes no disturbance to anyone and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is free from elation, anger, fear, and grief, he is dear to me. One who causes no disturbance to anyone, who is not disturbed by anyone, who is free from elation, anger, fear, and grief, he is dear to me. That is in remembrance of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. On our door, we have one of his sayings that says, "Wait and see." Meaning, don't react in a precipitated manner, just out of your emotions or to anything or anyone. Rather, one who causes no disturbance to anyone and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is free from elation, anger, fear, and grief, he is dear to me. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he described himself as a back-pushing man. And one time, he heard so many bad things that persons were saying about him out of a political situation, actually. People were afraid of their position being challenged because there was a superior Vaishnava present, and they thought that would diminish their own importance in comparison to a superior Vaishnava. So they were talking in a political way, trying to attribute some fault to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, to Srila Guru Maharaj. And after he had heard so many practically unspeakable things against himself, he said, "That's all? It is rather a compliment. I'm far worse than that." This was his answer. He was not disturbed at all. He said, "That's all. It is rather a compliment. I am much worse than that. They don't know I'm much worse than that." So, one who causes no disturbance to anyone and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is free from elation, anger, fear, and grief, he is dear to me. So now, I don't know if I cause no disturbance to anyone, because I'm always late. I always start late, so one time I heard Govinda Maharaj talk about a famous magician in India. He was very famous, so he was scheduled to speak, to meet, to be at a place, the program for this great magician was supposed to start, say, at 7 o'clock. And everyone was in their seats, waiting with anticipation that he would come. And finally, he didn't come. 7, 7:15, 7:30, 7:45. The whole audience is disturbed. They're restless. Well, they're finally around 8 o'clock. He comes, and they are beginning. Why are you so late? Why have you? We've been here waiting, and they're complaining. And he said, what are you talking about? Look at your watches. And they looked at their watches, and everybody saw it was 7 o'clock. But I don't have that power. So now we'll sing Hari Harai. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Manana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhakta Raguna Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jaoite Vignana Shabista Puran Echai Gosai Jarmui Taranas Dasabar Bada Renu Mora Panchagras Chader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame More Abhilas Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koryas Narinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamuna Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koryas Srinam Sankirtana Kohe Narakamoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajak Charya Ashtatara Sadashri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajak Charya Ashtatara Sadashri Srimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dash Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Brahmsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavad Ki Jai. Narottam Srinivas Syamananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvavarenya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sokel Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Sham Kun Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jul Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo.